that I was going to ask you, and I forgot it.
Well, that's fine, Chili, because I think this episode is going to be all about you. Listeners,
no, you ain't just going to talk about what you want to talk about
thank
today.
you for joining back in with the 3 of 7 podcast
I'm
crew
sick
here.
of it. Sick of it.
We've got a lot to discuss. It's getting near Christmas time. The first order of business here, in the spirit of
Gosh, what the crap?
the first order of business here in light of the Christmas spirit, I want to present our team member original Chili with his Christmas gift for the Christmas season.
I don't like getting gifts. I don't like giving gifts.
Now look, here's Chili's gift here, wrapped in a dry bag. Now you don't get to keep the wrapping.
Oh,
but you the gift is inside. Okay, so
he should get to keep it as much as he flips his kayak over.
Merry Christmas, Chili.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas. Go ahead and open that up. Let's tell the listeners what Chili got for Christmas.
Nah, I think I'll just let it sit
No,
here.
really, you have to open it.
I don't even know what.
We gotta see.
I don't even know what it is.
Let's see what Chili here gets.
If this isn't some kind of a joke, then why?
Here's Chili opening his Christmas present. I just realized today we might not see each other until after Christmas. It's coming on quick. We got to go to Arizona here soon.
I know what this is.
What do you got there, Chili?
Son. Lay it flat.
What?
Lay it flat.
You better lay that joker flat, son. Here's Chili.
If this ain't some joke, why'd you do
Christmas gift.
this? Good Lord.
Let's see what we got here.
Son. How about that?
Now take
That's
that. Now hold that thing up and show that to the camera real quick.
That's that Missouri duty weapon.
So, what do you think about that, Chili?
You ain't never seen no duty weapon, have you?
Oh, not like that, son.
Chili got. Look at that thing, dude.
Did you get him some ammo?
Yeah.
You see what caliber that is, Chili?
Take one of them rounds out and take a look at that, son.
Good Lord.
You got to do some more CrossFit before you shoot that.
You know, I figured.
Yeah, I ain't got the haunches to hoist that around.
I'm gonna have to take one of those out.
Yeah, I see it.
Look, man, that is a bear gun.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, 44 mag.
How many
We
grains?
talked about that the other day.
How many grains is that?
240.
240.
So Chili got a new duty weapon for Christmas here. What is that thing, Chili? What type of pistol is that? That's actually my favorite pistol that was ever made. I absolutely love that gun.
What, a Ruger?
That specific Ruger. Tell the people what it is.
Super Red Hawk, Alaskan.
That's the Alaskan model.
44 mag.
That is the pistol that our instructors in Kodiak, Alaska carried to
Well, yeah.
to keep the Kodiak bears in the springtime off of them.
6 round.
I mean, it's I just figured we need to get Chili a weapon. He ain't hardly going to hit nothing. But we needed to get Chili a duty weapon where if he rolls on that thing, son, it's going to knock somebody down whether he hits them or not. And if he hits them, I don't care where he hits them, it's sure enough going to knock them down.
If you've got a good, safe place to send around and you don't want to kill someone, that's less lethal than just a concussion off of it. But you can only shoot this in double action, so don't pull the trigger back and shoot it like that. You just only shoot it like that because then you know that you're meaning to shoot it on purpose. When you pull it in double action, you just got to really get it pulled back.
You know, that right there is the king of all handguns.
Well, this thing's serious here. I mean, what? I mean, why did you do this, though?
When you wield that thing,
He just wanted to see me carry it around. Yeah. That's really all it is.
look, now you got to get you a good holster for it.
Yeah. I'll remember that guy my dad was showing you the other night.
Leather.
Yeah.
I'll
He
get
can
him
make you one.
I'll get him to make one.
You might need to get a chest holster for that.
Look at the freaking bore on that. Look at that, dude. Look at that.
That's a man stopper.
When
right
you
there.
wield that thing, you can shoot through walls, car doors, grizzly bears. It don't matter.
Well, I tell you what.
Glock. Who needs a dang Glock when you got that thing? 6 rounds of 44.
That is a chili special right there.
I appreciate it. Seriously, thank you. But, I mean, why'd you do that? You should have just told me to go buy it.
Because, man, I wanted to, 3 of 7 Project wanted to gift you something for being such a faithful team member.
So he's got to build me up before he's about to tear me down.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It may be hard for him to tear you down after building you up that high. A man got 240, a box of 240 grains there. You can't tear him down too much.
Well, that's pretty freaking awesome. I mean,
Merry Christmas, Chili.
well, Merry Christmas. That's pretty serious there.
Now, look, don't let Jeff take that thing from you.
Oh, he'll like
that.
He'll like this.
You know, he gonna try to buy that thing off. That's a rare gun, man.
Yeah, you don't.
You don't find those. I mean, you can't find those.
The Red Hawk.
The Alaskan.
Oh, okay.
The Alaskan, yeah. You can't find them, son. So you just hang on to that. Now, you know, now I do expect you to carry that.
Dang, Blake.
That was ridiculous. I do expect you to carry this now on missions. That way,
No, listen.
you know, if I'm out there with my little Glock or something and it just ain't doing the job, I want to be able to look back at you and say, "Hey, man, kill this thing."
Well, several things come to mind. The paddle trip. You think I wouldn't have shot this out there? I'd have just gave a couple warning shots to that dude who tried to ease up on us on the bank. And yeah, I told you all these missions where we got to be your security, man.
That's right. Yeah.
I can do it with this.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. That is the king of all handguns, dude. So we've got it now.
You better put your man hands on that thing when you decide you want to shoot.
You know, look at how the grip on that thing, how it's such a straight angle and it's a full grip. I bet the recoil is going to be pretty manageable, given the way that frame is designed.
You got one of these, Blake?
Mm-mm.
Well, we got to be double carrying these.
Yeah, you only need one of them on hand.
Yeah,
That's like the RPG.
All right.
yep. So that came from our local gun shop, Rome Gun and Pawn. I know a lot of you guys listen to the podcast are local or at least in the area, and some of you guys actually come to Rome just to see Rome because you listen to the podcast. I was walking out of Doug's Deli the other day, and there were 2 fans of the podcast, and I heard they were down the sidewalk. They said, "Hey, Chad." I turned around and went up and talked to them. I won't mention their name on here. I don't want to, I want to keep their privacy. But they said, "Yeah, man, we just listened to the podcast. We wanted to come down and see what Rome was like." And they were going in the canoe house there. And I just happened to be walking out of Doug's Deli, and they turned around and saw me. So I had a wonderful conversation with them. So if you guys are ever in Rome, the best gun shop we have in Rome, hands down, in my opinion, Blake may argue this, but it's Rome Gun and Pawn.
No, that's the best one.
They have the best prices. They have great inventory, in my opinion. It's just like this Kodiak pistol right here. I mean, these things are hard to find.
Yeah.
They only had one. But, usually when you go in there, you're going to see something that you don't see everywhere else. And the prices, you know what I love about it? The price on the freaking tag is the price
that you pay. Yeah,
yeah. It ain't you ain't getting all this tax and stuff added onto it when you go up to the register. So
and they're all everyone in there is family except like 1 or 2 people that work in there.
They're good people, man.
They've been pretty well stocked with ammo as far as
they have.
It's been going. Yeah.
Till we come in there.
Yeah.
No, they did have a boatload of 5.56 in there today. Yeah, they had probably 5, 6, 10,000 rounds, something like that. So,
5, 6, or 10.
Something like that, somewhere between 5 and 10. But just go ahead and set that hog leg out there on the table, man.
Just set it out.
Go ahead and set that hog leg out there on the table. The listeners or the people watching on YouTube, they'll want to be able to see that thing. Gosh almighty, son. Hey,
That ain't nothing.
that daggone pistol right there, that's sexier than any woman that ever walked the face of the earth.
What's wrong with you?
I'm going to go ahead and tell you. Daggone.
That's a bad unit.
Oh, that's the...
Listen.
That is the baddest unit.
Yeah, you carry that around on your chest, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people that backpack and in the grizzly country, they'll wear a chest holster. It's a thing, and then the holster goes
The last
there, too.
time I had a duty weapon on, undercover, had my running shorts on. I just stuffed it in my running shorts. You remember that?
Yeah. That was that little 38 special.
Yeah, that didn't work too well.
Uh-huh.
Well,
I can't just stuff that down the pocket.
while that gun is real heavy, when you deploy at the Space Force, the weight of it won't really be.
Oh Lord, I
concern.
don't use that in space.
That'll handle anything on Mars or.
No, we got
That's true.
We got our own guns in space.
That's true, Blake. I didn't even think about that. It doesn't matter how heavy the weapon is when you don't have gravity.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, especially when it doesn't really matter the weight of your body when you're doing pull-ups in space either.
Boy, gravity has been taking a toll on me. I don't think y'all know. You don't really get it. Gravity affects a man that's been in space way more than it affects y'all.
Well, and your oxygen too.
Well,
Your oxygen intake.
I don't know what's wrong with that, but the gravity, it's basically like I've got 1,000 pounds extra force on me that y'all don't have.
Yeah.
So really, relatively, I did better than both of y'all on the pull-ups, given that fact.
Yeah, that's true.
Dude, I don't even know. I want to tell y'all real quick before we dig into PT. I don't know if y'all have seen this, but I had 3. Some of y'all that listen to the podcast, I know you're not on Instagram. All right? And that's why I want to tell you this. I had 3 of these custom pieces of art printed by Prairie Fire Art Company. I had dual tridents printed in the margin. Yeah, if you're watching, it's the centerpiece of our podcast studio. The title of the piece of artwork is Execute, 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 which is very important to me. That was what the episode that I did with Andy was titled. That I use those 3 words in my speeches when I go and speak. And it's a very accurate portrayal of combat operations. It's really cool how this piece of art is down to every single detail, from the laser to the optic to the nods to the helmet to the uniform. Everything is accurate. That's what I loved about it. And then you pair it with a title, Execute, Execute, Execute. And I'm not an art guy, but that piece of art just struck me. So I had 3 of them made.
And the frame.
Yes. And we had them custom framed by a friend of ours, Eric Harris. He's got a framing, a woodworking company called Timber Hayes Company. And so Eric took those 3 prints and he custom framed them all from the same piece of lumber. So he tied all 3 of the prints together by using the same piece of lumber to frame all 3 of them. And it just came out magnificent. So we have one here in the podcast studio. The other one I sent to Andy at First Form because of the podcast we did together. That episode stayed up at like number 1 on the charts for a long, long time. And it gave us access to be able to reach a lot of you guys that are probably listening to this podcast. So I appreciated that so much. That was so special to me that Andy, has become a friend of mine and opened that platform up to me. I sent him the other print. The third print, we decided to auction on Instagram in order to raise money for a scholarship program that we are going to have for 2022, or a scholarship fund, essentially, that we're going to have for 2022. What happens with the training that we offer? Because it's so small, it's so intimate, we don't try to scale it. It's just, in my opinion, we set the standard for training across the board with the basic course, the proving grounds, and now these advanced missions that we have coming in 2022. But ultimately, because it is so small and intimate, the price to come and participate in training is not cheap. We keep it as cheap as we possibly can, but we can't charge $500 a student and have 50 or 100 students, because it's just not going to be the same quality training. So that's the way we run training. Well, obviously, there are plenty of people out there that can't afford to pay, a couple $1,000s to come and train on the basic course or the proving grounds, whatever. That's why we're starting this scholarship fund, is to help those people. And a lot of times, some of the people that need the training the most, they need the training because they're in a bad spot in life. Mm-hmm. Financially, with their career, with their family, they're in a bad spot. And those are the people that sometimes benefit the most from the training. Mm-hmm. So we're starting that scholarship fund, and that's what this auction is all about. The auction ends Friday at 8 p.m. Let me make sure that's right. If you guys want to bid on this piece of art, you will have to create an Instagram page. Go find me on there, ChadWright278, and bid in the comments. Yeah, it ends Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we got a few more days to bid on this. The current bid, the current highest bid is from CNC Machines. This guy's down in Florida, is $20,000 on this piece of art. I mean, he really upped the game. It went from Jonah Bunch with Bunch's Diesel Performance. Yeah, Chili's got his shirt on today. Jonah had bidded $6,800, and then this,
which was like just when I saw that, I was like, son,
yeah, that was awesome. And then CNC Machines comes in and hits the 20 grand and just takes it up a notch. So
or two.
Yeah, or two. And so that's where it's at, man. And man, it's going to be awesome. Whatever this piece of art goes for, it's completely unique. I'll never have another one of these printed with the dual tridents in the bottom margin. Another thing with the one that we are auctioning off here, I'm going to personally sign the piece of art by the request of the person who gets the highest bid, right? Mm-hmm. So it'll be completely unique. It's tied together with ours, with Andy's, because of the framing. And I'm just thankful that you guys are participating in it. And if you haven't placed a bid and you want to go place a bid, find the post, go place a bid, man.
Yeah.
It's an awesome piece of art, man. I don't know if you guys like it as much as I do, but I really like it.
Oh, it's pretty awesome. And I think the frame adds a whole new thing.
Oh, yeah. It does. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it really does. It makes it, I don't know. It makes it more of a complete piece.
Yeah.
And it ties all three together.
Ties all three together.
Because there's only three of those.
I think that's what's really cool about it.
Mm-hmm.
Merry Christmas, everyone. It's coming up soon.
What do you want? What do you want for Christmas? Blake and Chad?
Oh, Lord, that's a good question.
How do you get you something when y'all have everything you...
You know what I wanted for Christmas? I think somebody will get this for me. I want a good thermos. like, you know what I'm saying? Like a big one that I can pour a bunch of coffee in that will keep the coffee warm for 3 or 4 hours.
Oh, dude, you're going to have like 50 thermoses now.
Well, no, I think I'm not asking the listeners to send me a thermos.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to clear it up.
Yeah.
You would have likely gotten more thermoses
Well, yeah, I want something that won't spill. Like, I drink out of cups at home, and I always knock them over and get water everywhere. Like, I want something that I can drink out of it without having to open a cap.
like an anti-gravity cup that could just hang
Like
there.
a mud jug.
Like,
He needs a mud jug.
what no. I need something that's an open container, like a cup, but when I knock it over, it won't spill. So I ain't got to, like this water bottle here. I got to open the cap and fool with that and then drink. I want something that's open.
I think they make kids cups like that, don't they, Blake?
Well, he wants something without a top that when you turn it upside down, somehow you'll be able to drink it, but the water wouldn't come out to spill. It would only come out to drink.
Yeah. Do they make that?
It's like it knows that you want to drink and opens up.
No, I'm saying like it can. Does that not make sense?
No, I don't think that's doable.
Well, yeah, it is. What about there's cups like that.
Yeah,
Kids drink out of them.
They used to have a spit cup like that called a mud jug.
Well,
Yeah.
there is this.
You could spit into
Mud
it.
Jug's a big brand. Like,
You could spit into it and then you turn it over and it wouldn't spill.
There's a cup
But he needs the opposite.
that we got, and it's got a bunch of holes in it, and on the top it's a circle all the way around. You can drink out of it anywhere, and it's got like the silicone flap over it. And when you suck on it, the flap opens up, just naturally, and the water comes out. But you can turn it upside down.
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but it's not an open top.
Well, it ain't got to be an open top.
Well, that's what you said.
No, I get it. I get what you're wanting, Chili.
That's
Yeah,
what I
they make
mean.
them. I'll show you when
They
they're
make
done.
that stuff.
I need that.
But yeah, that's what I asked for this year was a good thermos. Because I think it would be great for when we do the paddle mission. By the way, if y'all are listening to this, if you've been invited to the paddle mission as a basic course or Proving Grounds graduate, there's only one spot left in the paddle mission. Everything, the whole rest of the team is full. So just want to put that out there. But for the paddle mission, I think it'd be awesome to be able to fill that thermos up with coffee early in the morning. And then as we, float and paddle the morning, have coffee there. I mean, that's why I want a thermos.
Well, and I mean, back onto events and off of thermoses, the Proving Ground, I think we got one spot left
Really?
on the Proving Ground.
People don't even know what the Proving Ground is. People don't. We are the worst marketers on. How do we get people? I guess that's why we get the right people, because it takes a little bit of effort to figure out what you're even signing up for.
Well,
That's a good thing.
A lot of the signups too come after the event, like following it.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Man, I can't wait for the freaking Proving Grounds, dude.
Oh, it's gonna be good.
We have our first 4 student instructors coming out. Our first 4 students that have completed all 3 levels of training, the basic course, the Proving Grounds, and an advanced alpine mountaineering mission. We've got Pete, John Hogue, Chris,
And how?
and Hal. Yep. We got our first 4 student instructors coming out, man. It's going to be freaking epic. The Proving Grounds is going to be epic.
Yeah.
I'm pumped about it. But yeah, what did you ask for Christmas, Blake? That's a good question.
Man, I didn't ask for anything. I don't want people to buy me anything.
You don't want a Ruger Red Hawk?
Well,
Alaskan?
I mean, if someone was gonna buy me something,
That's pretty.
a gun would be what someone should buy me. But short of that,
What about ammunition? I'll also take ammunition.
I mean, I'd take it, but I really don't have nowhere to put anymore.
You don't need any more guns. You just need ammo.
I've been thinking about buying a little, like another little 9mm pistol, but that's got the forearm brace on it. I've been thinking about buying one of them.
Nah, you don't need that junk.
Other than that,
I just bought a Glock 48 the other day.
It's a bad decision.
Yeah, I know
I'm
you
not
you
real.
like the 43X, right?
Why would you buy? Well, I mean, what advantage do you get with the longer slide other than just more difficult to carry?
Well,
I mean, you've got a little bit longer.
You get a little more
sight radius.
velocity, don't you?
Not enough that.
It's going to be a more accurate pistol.
Are you shooting the pistol for accuracy? Like,
Well,
I mean,
no,
you're not going to notice the difference in accuracy.
No.
The 43X is more accurate than you are.
Wait, he wanted it. That's
I
why
know.
you buy
Yeah,
the crap you buy.
It
I
was
know,
on,
but
it was
I'm-
on Blue Label. It was a Blue Label Glock.
But he's talking about selling his other gun and keeping that one.
Oh,
And I'm like,
I do like the 48 better, but I think it's just because it doesn't have that. The 43X has that stainless slide, or that
silver.
slide.
Yeah,
I
the
don't.
old ones do. The new ones don't.
I don't like that silver slide,
No, I
man.
don't either.
It doesn't even look like a Glock. I've had that gun. I've had that 43X for probably 3 years. I bought that when I was working with Blackwater, and I actually shot it a lot out on the range over there. It's a great shooting gun. But, yeah, I guess that's why I like the 48 better than the 43X I have, is because it's got the regular black slide, just like a Glock. For me, the holster I have is a 48 holster. I've been carrying a Glock 43X and a Glock 48 holster. It's the same frame, but my holster's extended to where the Glock 48 is going to fit in the holster without extending beyond the bottom of the holster. So to me, it doesn't make a difference. So I'm probably going to sell my 43X or maybe use it as a duty weapon. We have a new team member coming on in January that's going to need a good duty weapon, and I'll probably carry the Glock 48. So it was a Blue Label. It's like $380.
well, I'm gonna carry that Red Hawk over there.
We're going to be out there popping them cap guns. Chili going to come in with a cannon. He ain't even going to be able to shoot steel with that thing. It might knock our targets down.
I could just see like us doing an assault on a house. And of course, Chili's going to be in the back of the patrol, right? Because he's not tactically sound. But I can just picture us assaulting a enemy complex somewhere. Chili's in the back of the patrol, and we get a barricaded shooter in a room somewhere or something. And, we're
just blow the brakes.
we're planking around, at him, and we just can't get to him. And then we call Chili up from the back of the patrol. And he comes up with that hog leg, and we're like, all right, Chili, he's behind this wall
Somewhere.
right over here. Just dump all 6 shots into that wall and kill this person.
Yeah, I'll show you tactically sound.
Well, you can just tell Chili,
I'll blow the hinges off that thing.
put some cover fire down. Boom. The blast off it. You don't have to have many rounds because the echo and the blast sounds like multiple.
It might collapse the ceiling. If you
could.
shoot that thing inside, it may actually collapse the ceiling. It's kind of like throwing a little hand grenade in the room.
How many times have we even needed to be tactically sound? About once or twice.
Oh, yeah.
I think I failed that.
Yeah, but
I didn't have that. That makes up for a world of mistakes there.
Well, a lot of times you can just show that to somebody. You ain't even got to do nothing. You can just kind of tap it. Like, hey, you see what I've got here?
do you know that happened to us one time? I was hanging out with my man Aaron. Aaron actually called me the other day.
Really?
Yeah,
Evan?
he called me because our platoon OIC Brian Bourgeois died in training last week.
Dang.
Yep, he had a accident fast roping, and Brian was a wonderful guy, always smiling, always positive, super fit, just a really, really great team guy and a really great leader. I don't know of anybody that ever had or has a single bad thing to say about Brian. But he was our platoon OIC, and when he passed, Aaron called me. And the first time I've talked to Aaron in years, it was really good to hear from him. But anyways, I was hanging out with him. I had left, we had finished SQT, and when I got to Virginia Beach, I lived with Aaron for like a few months because I didn't know anything about the area. And he lived in this like little ghetto in Norfolk. Norfolk is mainly a ghetto anyways, if you ever go to Norfolk, Virginia. Downtown is nice for you guys that live there. Downtown, I'll give you that. Downtown is nice, but there's a lot of rough areas around there. And so Aaron lived in one of these rough areas. And we pulled up from work one day, and we were parked out in front of his house, and we got out of his truck, and this mob of people comes up to us. Just old just bums, man.
Dang.
And they start surrounding us. And Aaron just lifts up his shirt and just puts it right there, and he had a 1911 right there on his hip. And them jokers changed their tune real quick. I mean, these people were coming to rob us.
Dang.
In the broad daylight. There was about 8 of them. But yeah, that's what Aaron did. So,
Well, Aaron, he meant business with that thing too, didn't he?
oh, he meant business. Oh yeah. I'd say that if anybody wants to get a kill with a 1911 pistol, it's Aaron.
Yeah, and he had 8 opportunities right there.
Oh yeah.
He was probably daring them.
He was itching, son.
Dang.
them people saw it in his eyes too. And,
yeah, it may not have been. They may not have even looked at what he was pointing at. They just looked at him.
Well, I can tell you, whatever they looked at, they quickly dispersed.
Yeah. Son.
Yep, I'll never forget that. That was wild. Oh, all right. Well, all right. Let's talk about what the freaking crap happened at PT this morning, dude.
Gosh.
Look, man. You know, I've had quite a few people ask me to do a podcast all about chili. Nobody really. It's just like I have people reach out all the time asking me to talk about chili. Well, we might do that sometime, but
No, hold. What about me?
I mean, just what you're all about, man.
No, you don't. You don't know what I'm all about, so you couldn't even do that.
Well, that would be the point of interviewing you.
Tell you one thing you ain't all about.
Well, you know more what I'm not about than what I am about. But no,
All right,
no,
all right, man.
we ain't doing that.
PT this morning was a team PT at CrossFit Rome because the workout fit. The workout was meant to be done teams of 2, so it was Blake and Ron.
No, he was robbed this morning.
Oh yeah, I guess he was Rob this morning. Now Rob doesn't work with 307 Project, but he works as the youth coordinator or pastor or something in a local church building here in Rome. And so great guy. We work out with Rob about every morning.
Yeah.
He's really a great guy, and I consider him a team member. So that was Blake's partner. We would have had Coach Krista, but Coach Krista was actually coaching this morning, so she was our coach. And then me and Chili were on a team. You know, I thought we at least had a decent chance of beating you guys until I saw how freaking weak Chili actually is. Look, here's the workout we
How'd
did.
you not know that?
Here's the workout we did. 50-calorie assault bike. All right? Me and Chili split it up like 25 and 25. Once you're done with that, you do 60 pull-ups. Then you do 50-calorie assault bike. Then we did 40 strict shoulder press, dumbbell press.
Strict. Mine were real strict.
Then 50-calorie assault bike. 10 synchronized burpee pull-ups, 50-calorie assault bike. 40 more dumbbell press, 50-calorie assault bike. 60 pull-ups, 50-calorie assault bike. That's what we did. Look, man, when I saw Chili mount up on them 35-pound dumbbells,
Did they pick him up?
It was. I didn't know how this was going to end. He looked like a noodle when he shouldered those 35-pound dumbbells. He looked so much like a noodle that Coach Krista went over to the stack of dumbbells and brought him a set of 25-pound dumbbells and set them in front of him and encouraged him to put the 35-pound dumbbells down and pick up the 25-pound dumbbells. And
should have done it.
And then I started yelling, "No, let this be a reminder to him of how weak he is."
Well, I wasn't going to use the smaller weight. I was just going to make you do more other reps.
Well, I did.
Yeah.
Well, I did.
Well,
what the crap is going on, dude?
on that assault bike, that assault bike,
let me address one at a
took his
time here.
soul.
All right, let's break this down. The assault bike.
Okay.
What the heck was going on, dude?
He looked dead.
You can't go any faster than 55 RPMs.
You kept screaming about the RPMs, man. What does that have to do? I weigh 140 pounds.
What's that got to do with
That's
anything?
the power output, man. I got less power output.
Well, we seen that today.
I could sit there. Let's sit there and ride that assault bike for 12 hours and see how many miles or whatever it's in meters we
Calories.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Let's do it then. Let's do it for a day. Let's do it for 2 days. I mean, it's in these short
we'll
bursts.
do that. We can actually arrange that.
If we sat there on an assault bike, us three, and Rob, whoever wants to join, I'm in the game then.
Dude,
You really think you're in the game?
Do you know what endurance is?
Oh, yeah.
I have that. I don't have sub endurance or anything that's short and fast. Nah.
well, 50 RPMs, you practically not even moving at that
Yeah,
RPM.
you're kind of just letting the weight of your foot mash the pedal down.
As you fall forward, you're pushing the handle and
Yeah.
your foot.
I could do it
and
all
then
day.
You just,
All day long.
I think Blakely could run that thing at 55 RPMs all day.
Well, maybe she could.
Okay, so you can't generate power. All right, let's move on to the next exercise here.
Okay, I'm not strong.
Pull-ups.
Yeah.
All right.
Very limited upper body strength. I mean, you want to know why? I mean, what do you mean? How am I supposed to talk about this? Why'd you not do many pull-ups? I'm not very good at pull-ups. Not that strong. I mean, what? Dude, I'm good at one thing, and I ain't even that good at that.
You know we have to pass the PST, right?
Yeah. You ain't passed it yet.
I am confident that I can pass the PST now. By the time we take it at the end of January, I am going to crush that thing. I think I could pass it right now.
Well, by the end of January, I believe I could potentially. I think I could get the everything but the swim, but I ain't swam since the.
Well, we're going to do swim lessons. I'm going to schedule those.
Well, I'm just go ahead and tell you, if I don't get in the pool with the lessons, because I could go thrash around again, but I ain't gonna get it till we do that.
Do you guys not have a indoor pool in Harrison or?
Yeah, I
anywhere
got
close?
one a good ways away. I got to drive about 30 minutes, but
What I mean,
but
yeah.
I could start doing that, but I don't even want to do that until I've had one lesson, because
Your dad's a dang triathlete. Why don't
Hey.
Jeff can't teach you how to swim?
well, kinda, but he didn't really know how. He has done a long swim pretty fast, in my opinion, but he don't know. He's not technically sound.
Well, where you at with your pull-ups? You ain't got have no coaching
What?
with that.
Yeah.
Right, I could get there.
Well, why ain't you there? What the crap? It's been almost
Why is your run not faster?
month.
Why is your run not faster?
I said I was doing speed work at the
Okay.
track the other day, didn't I?
Is your run not faster?
Well, we'll have to see when we do it again.
My pull-ups were they're probably a little better than they were when we did that.
Have you been practicing?
Not every day, but he said he does push-ups every day. What the crap?
It's easy. These exercises, especially push-ups and sit-ups. Pull-ups, yes, you have to have a pull-up bar handy. So it's not as convenient to practice pull-ups, but push-ups and sit-ups are easy to get better at. You can get better at them so fast, but they're weird, man, because you have to do them every day.
They're useless exercise.
No, they're not useless.
Nah.
They are literally life. Like
I don't think. I think.
you push yourself up off the ground, or you sit up off the ground.
Well, we just need to call them get-ups. Both of them are get-ups, and then Chili would agree, because you always have to get up.
Get up from your back or get up from your belly.
Yeah, doing belly get-ups or back get-ups.
I want you. We should have done it when we were in the gym. Get down on your stomach, lay flat, and stand up. You know what you'd do? You'd move your leg up,
Burpee,
and stand up. You wouldn't freaking push with your chest muscles to get off the ground exclusively. That's what a push-up is.
Yeah.
if you got weight on, you would, or you hurt your darn back.
You'd still use your lower body. Yeah, you would.
You know, your push-ups, some of your push-ups today shouldn't even have been counted.
Well, hold on. We'll get to them. We'll get to the after workout in a minute.
Yeah, there was no push-ups in the
I mean,
actual
your
workout.
pull-ups. Some of your pull-ups today, I mean, they were just, boy, they got real sloppy.
I don't know how to do the kip thing.
Okay.
And I think that's about worthless. Because
Okay.
that's not even using...
Well, if you ever got to pull up, are you going to try to be really strict when you try to pull up, or are you just going to pull up as good as you can?
What is this if you ever got to pull up? I mean, you're talking
Tell them
about...
when you got to pull up. Remember the O course out in California, and you got how you had to get up on top of that thing? And
Oh, yeah.
It'd probably benefit you if you trained strict, though.
Yeah,
And then-
I mean, you should train, like yesterday when I did pull-ups, the way I train is I did 5 sets of 5 pull-ups. Strict pull up, chin all the way over the bar, and then I would do a 5-second count negative. Like as I'm coming down, I'd do a 5-second countdown coming down. So, yeah, I mean, if you train strict pull-ups, when you do kipping pull-ups, you're going to be able to just blow them
That's
out,
what I would
dude.
think, yeah.
well, I train like I fight, so I just train in kip and pull ups because that's what I do.
But so I do both. Every now and then you should train strict pull-ups, even if you need a band. If you need a band to do strict pull-ups, because you can't do a pull-up without kipping, just use a band, man. Just eat your pride. Use a band. Get good at doing a strict pull-up, because when you get good at those and then you're allowed to kip on the PST, you're gonna just blow them out.
The PST should probably be strict, to be honest with you.
Well, the PST, that's debatable. I think because I think it's hard enough with it kipping. I think it's hard because we want 20. I think it's hard enough with it kipping.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, nobody's passed the PST yet. By the way, Danny just took it the other day.
He did really good.
He did good. He failed the push-ups and the sit-ups, right?
It was close.
Anthony took it. He failed. Danny did really well on the swim, though.
Yeah,
he did
yeah.
a swim in like 16 minutes.
I think he's been really heavy triathlon training.
Yeah.
That's probably why.
So nobody's passed the PST, which tells me it's hard enough with kipping pull-ups. So we're going to keep them kipping. But, all right. What the freaking crap
What
were
was
those
next? The
shoulder presses,
shoulder
dude?
press?
What in the heck, Chili?
I'm trying to, I wish I didn't get so whipped up because
Chili, that was sad,
because
dude.
I'm trying to
You gave me the sads.
because I'm trying to figure out what I'm even supposed to I mean,
You're supposed to tell me how you're going to get better, man. You gave me the sads today.
I don't want to get better at
Tell the
shoulder
listeners how
press.
you're going to get better.
Well,
Okay.
I was on the bike, and I didn't get to see many of them, but I heard Rob say,
Oh, they were bad.
he's doing push press. He's doing push press.
Of course I was.
And Chad said, he can't push him without doing it.
Hold on, give me a second since he's gone. CrossFit, I talked to Jeff at CrossFit Gym, Jeff Holloway. I love him. Great guy. Glad I got to see him. And, that is his business, CrossFit. Well, I'm just here to tell you, CrossFit ain't my business. I don't like it. I I like running, and that's dang near it. So if you want to sit here and get something out of me, here's the thing, man. I am not good, truly. And someone will say, "Oh, don't be negative, don't disparage yourself." I'm not. There is something called reality. I am not good at any exercise. Period. However, the best thing that I can do is run. That's what I like to do. That's what I train every day. Everything else? Nah. Nope. Not even remotely good at it. So, Chad is under the impression that I have to get better at these frivolous activities like shoulder press and push-ups. Hey, would it help me be more well-rounded and overall healthy like me and Blake were talking about earlier? Sure. Is it going to help make me a better runner? No. That's what's been my goal my whole life. So you're trying to reshape what my goals are.
Dude, you're not going to have a freaking job if you don't pass this PST.
We'll take back the pistol from you.
No, I can't be an ending. The pistol's his, but...
No, you can keep saying that, but it doesn't hold that much weight since you haven't even passed it yet either.
Yeah, but we have to pass it, man. We all have to pass it within the next... I haven't set a time for it yet, but there's going to be a time. Like, dude, your entire livelihood depends on this, Chili.
If you can't push 35 pounds over your head as a grown man, that is a problem. If it's 35,
it was 70.
That's Blakely weighs.
It's 70 pounds. At least say it
with
right.
one arm.
Yeah, but
if you can't push 35 pounds over your head with one arm,
don't lie.
I mean, that is.
Don't misrepresent what this was.
That is shameful. That's shameful.
I don't disagree.
When the coach feels so bad for you that they go across the gym and get 2 lighter weight dumbbells and deliver them to you.
Although
that means that you really look like you're about to hurt yourself.
I will say, all this crap, like if we were in there squatting and deadlifting and Rob was squatting, 400 pounds. I mean, he got some strong legs. I don't know what he can do. I don't want to discount him and make him do more. I mean, why doesn't he just look at you and be like, 225, 300, whatever you're doing? That's freaking.
Well, because relative to his body weight, it's still good.
I weigh 140 pounds, dude. Shoulder
and you
press.
Can't even push 35 over your head with one arm?
Nope.
All right.
Not that many times. I did it a few times with a.
How did he do on the burpee pull-ups?
So the burpee pull-ups, he stayed with me. He didn't stop. I was proud of him there. I could tell he was getting a little winded there, you know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't describe it as winded. My muscles just stopped functioning.
Well, you lost all color in your face. You nearly looked dead. I don't know if it was lack of oxygen. Did you see how pale he was?
Oh, yeah,
It wasn't lack of oxygen.
His lips was turning blue.
Yeah. All right, look, man. You are a powerful athlete, Chili.
Not
Not
at all.
You have the intelligence to get better. You know enough about diet. You know enough about fitness. What would you, as a person who is subpar, what would you recommend to the listeners that may be where you are right now, that want to pass the 307 Project PST? How would you recommend training to pass the PST?
If their goal was the PST?
Yeah.
As your goal is.
Well,
yeah. Look, this is the fitness, in my opinion. You should be able to be competitive at a 100-mile race, and you should also be able to pass that PST at any given time. It is not that difficult. It is a great general test of strength and fitness. You should be able to pass that at any time. Just throw down and do it. It does not, if you can pass the PST, it doesn't mean that you can't be a competitive runner. You can do both, right? The PST is not so strength oriented that it's going to take away from your ability to be a good competitive runner.
I'm not disagreeing with that, but me and Blake talked about it earlier. If you can be good at a lot of things, but it's real hard to be decently well-rounded and great at something. Because you even said pretty competitive at running and be able to do that. I mean, literally, I spent years of my life running so much, and that was back when I weighed 135. I mean, I was a bird, dude. Like, it's hard to even comprehend how, like, the lack of the muscle you lose. I mean, and I'm not saying that's good to do. I'm saying my goal was to be a better runner, and I was, I don't know. But anyway, to answer your question, if your goal is to do the PST, how I would train, well, first of all, it does depend on where you're at, because someone may already have the run and the swim all good. So then I would mainly just say work on push-ups, pull-ups, and sit-ups then, if that was the case. But I mean, if you don't hit the run, we could have a long discussion on how you can start.
Tell us how you would train. I mean, that's what I want to know.
Well,
I want to know for the listeners.
It's hard to give a blanket advice here because...
Yeah, but let's talk about people that are generally fit, like Blake, that like they're not really that good at anything. They're not really that good at anything, but their body is generally healthy. They're not, 300 pounds overweight. They're able to get out and train, right?
I know that I'd put Blake in this category.
Someone like Blake that beat Chad at the workout today and beat him at the PST.
You mainly beat a couple
things.
You mainly beat him in the workout today because I was his partner.
He couldn't motivate his team like I motivated mine.
He can't get.
So give the people some training advice to pass this PST.
Well, it's very difficult to give general advice not knowing where someone's at. So I'll break it down by each one. If you're not a good swimmer, I would say don't even go swim without having some sort of a lesson on technique, in my opinion, because listen, I was way off of 20 minutes and it ain't a fitness problem. I mean, I can go like an aerobic fitness problem. I can go thrash around for hours. You have to learn the stroke. I mean, I just don't know how to really do it. Mm-hmm. So I would say, if you could take lessons for, I don't know, once or twice a week until you'd get it in a few weeks.
Yeah.
Almost assuredly. Now, if fitness was a problem, like aerobic fitness was a problem, so you still couldn't get to swim, well, then your run is probably pretty lacking as well, I would assume. And if that's the case, to hit that run, almost everybody has the requisite speed to be able to run 8-minute pace. I mean, that's not, a lap at 8-minute pace. If you can do a lap at that, which is 2 minutes, then you have the speed to do 3 miles in 24 minutes. Like, technically, you have the speed, but you don't have the aerobic ability and capacity to complete a run of that length at that pace. All you need is miles. You need, if you don't ever run and you go out and try it and you get it in 30 minutes or something, well, you just need to be consistent, run every day. Or maybe not every day if you're starting from nothing, but, 5 days a week is very consistent. Build your miles, go from 10 miles a week to 15 to 20, and then, let your body recover. Go from 20 to 25 to 30, and mainly just miles, working on running economy. I mean, that'll do it. But you can work on certain workouts that would help you for that PST is quarter mile repeats or 800 repeats on the track at goal pace. Like, so 8-minute pace or sub 8, like right below it. Do something like, 6 to 8 by 400 or 4 to 6 800s, and then slowly work on the workout. How you can progress speed workouts is once you do it, and then the next time you hit the workout again, you can't do the exact same workout at the exact same pace. You have to either increase the speed of the reps, increase the amount of reps, decrease the rest in between. Something has to be progressing. It's like progressive overload in the gym. You can't just be the exact same workout at the exact same pace every time, or you won't improve. You won't give your body a new stimulus. So The run is more complex. You could go into way more detail than that, but be consistent is the answer for all of it. But running specifically and those types of workouts, most of your runs need to be easy. You don't need to run fast, but once or twice a week. I would add strides to the end of your run. I can explain what those are later. But all that will get that PST standard really quick. As far as pull-ups, push-ups, and sit-ups, like I've said it too many times already, it's consistency. That's how you get better at anything is consistency and specificity. A lot of people want to get better at running they want to know what gym routine they need to do, like what leg exercises, how many calf raises. I mean, is all that bad? No, but you need to run. That's how you get better at running, period. So how you going to get better at pull-ups, push-ups, and sit-ups is do them. One thing I used to do a lot back in the day was pull-ups on one day. The next day would do push-ups. The next day pull-ups. The next day push-ups. I didn't do the same exercise twice in a row, but I would do it alternating days. I mean, that just helped me because it was like a push movement and then a pull movement. Mm-hmm. So I'd get a little break from the...
So you don't start looking like this?
Yeah. I mean, you say you do push-ups every day, and I don't think that's a bad thing. But sometimes, if you have shoulder inflammation or whatever, a day off of that movement will let you recover and then can hit it better the next time. How I would probably approach the push-ups is first I would build a base, just like in running. I would try, if you can do 100 a day, and then, as the days go on, then try to hit 200 in a day and 300 in a day. Just numbers. Don't try to do them a certain speed or fit it within 2 minutes. I think a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll see how many they can do in 2 minutes, like the PST, and then wait a day and then try that again, and then try that again. That's not really what you want to do. You want to increase the volume of it. And then as if you can go, you're knocking out 500 push-ups in a day, well, then work on how fast you can do 200 and how fast you can do 100 and like have specific workouts like that. Same exact thing with pull-ups. Negatives really help people with pull-ups. Like you were talking about, really slow, controlled descents. Mm-hmm. That, though, that's really going to help people get their first pull-up, like jump up on the bar and do a slow, controlled descent. If you can already do a lot of pull-ups, I wouldn't do that a ton, but like how Chad did it the other day, 5 sets of 5 with controlled descents, that's a good workout to improve how many you can do. And then sit-ups,
don't do GHD sit-ups. They give you hemorrhoids.
Oh, on the machine or I wouldn't do those either. Yeah. I would just do lots of sit-ups. I mean, I would do sit-ups every day. You can work your abs every day. But another movement that would help with sit-ups, besides sit-ups, is and also can help you with your pull-ups and can be performed in conjunction with pull-ups is hang from the bar and do leg raises or toes to bar. Mm-hmm. That'll work your lower abs. Sit-ups mainly work your upper abs, but you need lower ab strength to be able to.
That'll also help your running too.
Oh yeah. Marginally, but sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll usually do the leg raises and hold that and then do pull-ups. Mm-hmm. And then negatives on the way down.
Well, that's rough there.
I'll do that 15 sets of 20.
But no, I mean that's what I'd say. If that's what your goal is and you're lacking in every single one, I would just start doing something like that. And that's a lot to do in every day. Like if you're lacking in every category and you do every single day all of the exercises, I wouldn't recommend that either. So so how to break it up? You could do sit-ups every day. Depending on how much. Well, we're talking about someone who's missing every standard. So running 5 days a week is very consistent. 2 days a week of swimming with lessons is, I would say, plenty. Yeah. I mean, because you're getting the aerobic benefit you need from running, and then you're getting the technique from just being in the pool twice a week. Push-ups, pull-ups. If you want to do them every day, fine. You can alternate them. Maybe if you're really new to any form of exercise, maybe have one complete day of just rest, period. That's my general advice.
Well, I'll tell you how I'm getting better at push-ups, pull-ups, and sit-ups. Let's give you some of my standard workouts that I've been practicing here. Pull-ups, I try to do at least 30 a day. All right? If I feel like working negatives, I'll work negatives. If I feel like working strict, I'll work strict. But if I feel like just doing kipping and I just want to bang out a straight set of 30, or if I just want to, get 30 in as few sets as possible, then I'll do a set of 20 and a set of 10 or something like that, kipping. So I just try to do pull-ups at least 30 every day. Some days I do more, trying to just mix it up from day to day so I don't get bored with it. Push-ups. One of my standard workouts, we did it today, push-ups and sit-ups, is I start a timer. When the timer starts, I do 10 push-ups and then 10 sit-ups. You can usually do that in about 35 seconds. All right? The rest of the minute, you have to rest. When the clock hits the next minute, so every minute you're doing 10 push-ups, 10 sit-ups for 10 minutes straight. That gives you 100 push-ups and 100 sit-ups. That's one of my standard workouts. Another standard workout I do for push-ups is I will do 3 max rep sets. So 3 2-minute blocks, 2, 4, 6. So this is a 6-minute workout. I'll do max reps in 2 minutes. But the thing about it is, when I do this set, I'm doing max reps until I just can't push up another single push-up. And then I'm not taking a break and then going back at it. Once I can't do another push-up, if I've got another minute left in that 2-minute block, that's my rest minute, right? So I do that 3 times, max rep sets. Another push-up thing I did the other day was deficit push-ups. Those were really good, where you get 3 45-pound bumper plates, 1 under each hand, 1 under your feet, and it allows you to go deeper, right?
That's a way to progressive overload.
Okay.
You could add weight to pull-ups.
Yeah.
If you can do 15 pull-ups but can't get to 20, put a belt around you and add some weight.
Yep.
Same thing with push-ups, deficits.
Deficit push-ups. So I've been working that. Sit-ups, I'm not far off my sit-up standard. So I'm just doing it's hard to do a multiple max rep sets of sit-ups because that's going to take a while. I'm just doing maybe 50, somewhere between 50 and 100 a day sit-ups, and however I want to do it. I need to start doing some of those leg raises or knee to elbows. That's a good call. So that's how I'm working my push-ups, pull-ups, sit-ups. The run, if I ever can't pass the dang run, a 3-mile run in 24 minutes, just freaking hit me upside of the head with that Ruger Red Hawk Alaskan right there.
Pistol whip you.
Just pistol whip me, dude. The swimming, I totally agree. It's all technique. And yeah, we got to get our lessons. So,
well, I'll say too, a lot of that is basically for people who, what the general advice I gave was for people who are not even as advanced as you are in all that, as you get better, I mean, it's the principle is the same. You have to find ways to make things progressively harder.
Yeah, and here soon I'm going to start adding weight on my pull-ups and on my push-ups. I'm going to start wearing body armor on pull-ups and push-ups at least 1 time a week.
And how if you've kind of hit a plateau with push-ups, you're like, man, I do like 250 every day, and I can't. Well, you either have to do more or you have to start adding weight and do the same amount.
Yep.
You have to do something like that to give your body some reason to adapt.
Yep.
And I would say that workout is really good that you do with push-ups and sit-ups, because the PST, like, some people could hit every single standard when they were fresh.
As a standalone, yeah.
But the PST, you have to do it all back to back to back to back, and that makes it way harder. So I would even say, and what really makes it hard is after swimming, because that's aerobic exercise for 20 minutes is long enough to where you are less strong and can put out less power than you could if you did the push-ups, pull-ups, sit-ups first. So I would even say in your training, don't do them fresh all the time. push-ups.
I always
and
work them
pull-ups.
after the main workout.
I would work them after you had gotten your heart rate up and did an aerobic exercise because that's what you do in the PST, and you have to get used to your muscles firing in that way because it makes it way harder. You're way less. I mean, like go do a set of max pull-ups and say you get 15, and then a couple days later do like jump rope for 10 minutes and catch your breath a little bit, but then go get on the bar. You ain't getting 15.
No, I'm going to tell you what, dude. The PST, when we run that, I want to go home and take a freaking nap when it's done.
Yeah.
It wrecks you, son. Like, if you're struggling to hit the run time, if you're just barely hitting the run time when you're just out working on your running, you are not going to hit the standard after the swim, push up, pull up, and sit up. When you're working on these things as individual, individual workout, like exercises, you have to train to exceed the standard that you think that you're going to have to hit at the PST.
Yeah.
Because if you can't do 100 push-ups in 2 minutes fresh, you're probably not going to be able to do 80 push-ups in 2 minutes on the PST. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, your 3 mile time would probably need to be. It's so hard to gauge, and some people are different, but maybe I would say most of the time you'd need to be able to run 7:30 pace for a flat out 3 miler to be able to even run 8-minute pace at the end of that. Most likely.
You need to develop a training program for people that are working on this PST. Can people hire you as a coach? Are you doing that?
Well, no. I mean, me and David Vahey have talked a lot about it, about me being like doing something with ultra running coaching, but I don't know. I don't know about all that. I don't know how much I could even handle. Like, cause I would want to work with people individually and, you really do a good job. You know,
well,
you're a busy man.
Get five individual clients and charge them $500 a month.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's the way I would do it. I'll coach you. If anybody wants to be coached by me, it's going to be very intimate. Like, I'm either going to come to you once a month or you're going to come to me once a month or at least once a quarter. I'll coach you $5,000 a month.
Good gosh.
I'll coach you for as long as you want me to coach you. I will turn you into a freaking machine, son. I will turn you into I will turn you into, if Chili slings lead out of that freaking Kodiak Alaskan right there, you will just absorb it and just continue to just crush whatever's in front of you.
Listen,
I'll coach you.
Nobody take anything on here. This is all just being spewed out in raw form. Chad will get burnt out on coaching someone once.
Oh,
If I coach someone, they will become a special project of mine. I would never coach more than like 1 or 2 people. If somebody is serious about getting turned into just a freaking, just like me, son. Just a straight killer.
Just like him, he can't even complete his own standard.
I will take 1 or 2. But it's going to cost you, right?
We got to talk about something.
Yeah.
Something else now.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. I mean.
Well, I'm just telling you how it is, man.
Why ain't you turn Chili into that? He's your dang sidekick.
He won't freaking listen to me, man. He never calls me.
You got to figure him out, man.
I don't listen to him.
He never calls me.
I don't listen to him, but
he doesn't even like me.
You've got to get your sidekick. You got to get your sidekick up to par, man.
Hey,
he's a lot better than he was when we got him.
Hey, don't say that. Don't say I don't. But what do you mean I'm better when you got me? I was fit as I've ever been. Well, no, it had been a couple months past me being fitter than I've ever been.
Yeah, you're much better off now.
You weren't as fit as you ever been. You were as best a runner as you ever been.
Sorry, running fitness. That's all I think about. Yeah.
Well, I think you're a lot better than when we first got you. So I'm doing good. I feel like I'm doing good.
Better at what?
Do you have anything to say, Blake?
No, y'all. I mean, that's all good. To me, it's pretty simple. If you want to get better at the PST, then what you're doing needs to be more than what the goal at the PST is, and go do it every day.
Yeah. I'm glad to see you losing some weight too and getting in shape, man.
I ain't lost no weight. I eat dessert every night, cookies every day.
Boy,
I'm up to 175 now.
Are you?
gosh.
We don't have a scale, but
I'm so freaking strong right now, dude.
As far as diet, man, I had a theory too that I tested out for a long time. I ate so clean for so long, and that's partly because of how obsessive I am. But I ate that way because I thought it was going to benefit performance, and I basically was like, you know what? I feel like crap. I started feeling real low energy, and I was like, I just need like a cookie or something. So my diet, basically intentionally, was just like trying to eat what I felt like I needed and, get more calories and some sugar. And you know what? I didn't think that stuff would make me feel bad. If you eat something like that every now and then in a clean diet, it don't make you feel like crap. But if you eat nothing but crap, you feel like dog crap. So that's also a piece of advice to anybody trying to hit the PST or whatever their fitness goal is you can't eat like crap all the time and perform well. You just slap can't.
Yep.
I mean, you can eat it, you ain't got to have a super clean diet 24/7, 365, like never have nothing, but you can't eat like that every day. You just can't. I mean, I've seen it work in my training. I mean, do you remember when you met me in 2019 when I talked about diet?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
It's on the podcast. People can go listen to it.
Yeah.
well,
I mean,
that's something I need to tell you. We need to figure out how to get where people can listen before the 70
I opened it all up. They're all on there now.
Yeah.
Not on the website. I did it just yesterday. You can only scroll down to 70 something.
Well, I did it on Apple. And I don't know. Yeah, I opened it up to where they're all on there. So
Well, maybe.
but anyway, that's just a piece of advice on diet. That'd be included in my coaching, nutrition.
Oh, here it is. Episode number 4. Noah Cochran, ultra runner and humble champion.
Who?
Oh, crap. Yeah.
We need to go back and change the title on that.
Yep. So
I wasn't chilly then.
You got to scroll back to 2019 to hear Chili's original debut on the 3 of 7 podcast.
Did you see someone the other day? There was a picture of you and me, and they put Noah ?
I did see that. Yeah. All right. Well, we're about to shut this unit down. I wanted to let you guys know, if you want to support the podcast, join us on Patreon, man. We really, really are humbled and appreciative of everybody that supports the show on Patreon. It's what allows the show to exist. So there's a couple hundred people that basically carry the burden of this show existing. And I hope we can live up to that and provide some good stuff for you guys. So if you want to support it, that's the best place to do it. If you aren't interested in joining us on Patreon, go leave us a review on Apple or whatever you call this podcast player thing on your iPhone. We are up to 1,173 reviews. People really like the Origin series.
Yeah.
People are talking all about that. Here's one of our, let's see, House of Grit. Okay, let's see. It's so hard to read people's names. Here's one, Leche in Cafe. I'll read all these. I'll keep it short and sweet. I found you through another first responder who thought I would enjoy the podcast. I'm a firefighter, husband, father, and follower of our mighty Savior, Jesus Christ. Every time I listen to your podcast, I always get fed some new kind of food, whether it's motivation, accountability, truth, discernment, or the push to dig deeper on certain topics going on in this world right now. You all find a way to convey a positive and impactful message every time. Thank you so much, brother. Probably the most real show I've ever had the pleasure of listening to. You guys crack me up, by the way, and the way you all crack on each other and challenge each other to be better. I'll be a follower for life. Thank you for taking a stand for Christ and talking about things most people won't talk about. God bless you all. Nuff Said, Ryan. Thank you for that review, Ryan. That is over the top, man. Yeah. Like, that encourages me so much, dude. For you guys, all we need is one word. on the review. It helps the podcast grow. It's becoming harder and harder to get messages like ours out. So if you can leave us a review, subscribe to the show, subscribe on YouTube, and follow us on Instagram. And if you follow us on Instagram, make sure you click the thing where it notifies you if we post or something like that, because it's getting to the point where if you search for us or other people on Instagram, you can't even find us. But anyways, Ryan, thank you for that review, and thank all you guys that listen, support, and give us your ear, man.
You remember that review you read by Fonzie that was all about chili?
Yeah.
You know who that was?
Who?
I know who it was.
David Vahey.
How'd y'all find that out?
He texted me. He said, "Hey, I heard you didn't like my review on iTunes, and you put Fonzie on there."
Well, it just goes to show all the positive reviews of chili are just plants. They're just, there's no
Chili the Kid, man.
There's no authentic positive chili review on there. It's all people like Dave trying to be funny.
Well,
I appreciated
just got
it.
to say, y'all got to get better. That was absolute.
Well,
it was pitiful this morning.
Jeez.
And y'all have to get better. You got to work on motivating your teammates and keeping track of how he's training. If your teammate is that bad, you got to check in with him every week.
You know what I'm going to do?
Doing.
You know what I'm going to freaking do? I'm going to go down here and I'm going to buy a daggone camper with our business account. I'm going to set it right beside my freaking house, and he's going to live in it. Because I can't do nothing with him once a week.
Well, you got to figure it out. You got to do something.
Chad, I don't need to live with you to train push-ups and pull-ups. I got a pull-up bar at my house. Question is, I have to, in my mind, care about how many push-ups I can do.
Look, man, you're going to freaking care when you don't have a freaking job, man.
I mean, that's...
He won't when he's got a camper to live in.
All right. Look, man, we got to shut this down. Chili's got to go out here and shoot this daggone Alaskan into a brush pile. Enough said.